AC/DC getting everybody amped up for the second period here. No score between Hill Murray and St. Thomas. Pioneers with an edge in shots, 11-5. Both goaltenders with some quality saves in that first period, and the hitting picked up towards the end of the period. A lot on the line here. Last game in this bracket. Everything is finished, including the consolation brackets. We'll keep you updated with the scores and all the other games in this gold division as they've happened. A couple overtime games in the consolation brackets. Third and seventh place games, both going to overtime. Just about set to drop the puck here in the start of this second period. Same lines that started the game. That's going to be Hart, Johnson, and Sattler for St. Thomas. Laval, Greeter, and Slattery for Hill Murray. On defense, Black and Becker for Hill Murray. Bretzman and Doherty for the Cadets. Johnson sends it down low, but they're going to call that a hand pass. Send them all the way back down to the St. Thomas end. 10 seconds into the period. Johnson will take this draw this time. Alex Johnson, senior. One back to Slattery. Shot sails high and wide on the far side. I think Zevnik may have gotten a piece of it. Now Sattler trying to chip it around Black. Becker over there to help out. Slattery runs him into the wall. Henry Hart now behind the net. Throws it back out to the point. Bretzman fires it back deep. Slattery on the near side. Back out to Doherty. His long effort is blocked by Laval. Becker overskated it. Comes down low to Johnson, trying to center for Sattler, and he couldn't connect. Greeter takes a hit, and Laval and Hart go into the boards right in front of the Hill Murray bench. Now they battle in front of the photographers well down there. There's Versich dropping it off for Johnson. Versich just off the bench. Hart still out there as well. Brotzman joining the play. Novak will come on as soon as Hart can get to the bench. And Zach Laval moves it out for Hill Murray, senior captain. His cross-ice pass is knocked right back to him, and he gets it back again. He's able to push it into the zone and get off the ice for a change. Peeling back with it is Wyatt Schmidt. Threw the biggest hit in that first period as he thundered over Colton Greeter late in the stanza. Now Novak drops it back for Versich. Couldn't quite handle the pass, unable to really make a play, had to dump it down low. Now here's Willie Brown for Hill Murray. Long cross-ice pass for Zach Mills, 1-on-2 as he hits the line, crisscrossing with Brown. Mills gets it back, fires it in front, and it goes in. Well, they're still playing, and now they're celebrating. The referee pointing to the goal. It looks like that might have been kicked in by Tyler Funk. If anything, it went in off his feet. We'll see if it's actually a kicking motion as they get another look at the play. Well, they definitely, I'm wondering if it even crossed the line. Well, they're talking it over on the far side, but this is going to be a goal. We don't have video review. Hill Murray leads 1-0. With a goal at 1:39 of the second period. And St. Thomas frustrated. But that's the breaks. It was hard to tell on the replay if it even crossed the line. It definitely looked like it was kicked in by Tyler Funk. He didn't have his stick in the area. Oh, that's how they're going to get around it. They're going to actually give the goal to Mills and say that Funk never touched it. Although that doesn't appear to be the case. So it's an unassisted goal for Zach Mills. And Hill Murray has the lead. Mills with 2 assists in the game yesterday. Now on the board with a goal for Hill Murray, his second of the year. And it puts them up 1-0 as C.J. LaChapelle gets drilled on the far side. There's Bretzman, leaves it for Novak, dangling, passes it back for Versich, trying to center in front. Logan Sharp closed him down. Now LaChapelle out to center ice. This is Michael Rawlings. Rawlings fires one wide on that far side. Brotzman over there to pick it up, and he was closed down immediately by Matt Littler. His third line for Hill Murray out there. Cross ice pass there by Zach Weir, the junior defenseman. Out there with Seamus Donahue, Jack Stang forechecking here, and Dugas is going to cover this one up as Regan and Stang were right in the area. Matt Perry also out there for the Cadets. Find themselves trailing 1-0 here in the early going in the second period. Face-off controlled by Hill Murray. Davis Zaraminski behind his own net. Sattler ahead for Laval. Bretzman all over him. Perry back checking. The only team that has defeated St. Thomas so far this year is Minnetonka. Team that Hill Murray beat the other day. Of course, at this level in the high school game, everybody knocks each other around for the season. And then you sort it all out in the state tournament as Gunnar Regan turning and firing one right through the top of the crease. Good pressure here for St. Thomas against this top line of Hill Murray. And that one pops over the stick of Bretzman, and he has to get there before Slattery can. Now Laval hits the line, firing it right into the body of Bretzman. Takes it to the corner, dumps it back down low. Doherty couldn't get to it. Now Greeter. Run into the wall by Doherty. Matt Perry there to bring it ahead for St. Thomas. Tried to dump it off. Stang was going for a change, and Slattery picks it up for the Pioneers. He's got Funk and the goal scorer Mills ahead of him. Slattery gets to the line, tried to make a juke move around Hart, lost his stick in the process. Just goes to the bench, leaves the stick on the ice. Flipped around behind by Samek. Now here's Mills behind the net. Samek cuts it off before Mills can make the centering feed. Now over to the far side for Hart. Black takes him into the wall and then sends him down to the ice. Now Funk, 3-on-2 developing here for Hill Murray. Here's Brown trying to drop it off for Funk. Samek closed it off. Becker has it here, fired it wide. He was trying to hit Brown, but the pass was well behind him. Samek trying to jam it off the wall. Brown right there to cut him off. Lays it down low for Mills. Goes back out to the point. Black winds, fires. Blocker save by Zevnik. He didn't see that one until it was right on top of him. Black holds it in at the line, sends it down low for Brown. Stick checked away there by Hart. Flip back out to center. Black nearly handed it into his own bench. Now gives it away to Hart. Able to dump it in. Becker behind the net. Resets for Hill Murray with a 1-0 lead. 11:46 left to go in the second period. Now Brown. Trying to stick handle at the line, lost the puck, and Novak pops off the bench. He's right there with it. He's got Brotzman going to the net, trying to hit Versich, the trailer. It was cut off by Brown. Up ahead to Funk. Versich able to take it away, but his stick handling carries him back into the neutral zone. Dumped back in by Zach Weir. Donahue lays it around Funk. Fires it in deep. Funk needs a change. Dustin Kruger out there forechecking for Hill Murray. Weir for Versich. Cross-ice pass for Brotzman. He tried to go right to Novak. And Versich there able to follow up. Fires one in, and it's stick checked up into the netting by Dugas. 10:58 to go here in the second period. 1-0 in favor of Hill Murray. And a delay here, and we'll get you up to date on some of those other scores around this Gold Division bracket. Consolation games yesterday. Minnetonka beat Blaine 6-2. Duluth East beat Edina 4-1. So those two teams met for the consolation championship. And Duluth East won it 4-1 today over Minnetonka. Edina and Blaine dropping down to the 7th place game. That one went to overtime, and Andy Jordahl won it in overtime for Edina. And then in the 3rd place game, another overtime affair, as Cole Borchert won it in overtime for Burnsville over Breck. That one by the score of 5-4. Burnsville had a 4-2 lead late in that game. Breck was able to fight back, but then the Blaze took it in overtime. 10:58 left in the second period here in this Gold Division Championship game, and Matt Perry and Zach Laval out there to take the draw. Laval wins it back to Olsen. Slattery on that far side. Olsen had it roll under his stick. Regan couldn't handle it. Doherty firing one well wide, and it bounced to Stang. Here's Perry. Now Regan, watched by Logan Sharp in the corner. Stang there to help out. Stang goes down under the check of Laval, still has the puck, able to get back up, and Laval just pins him into the boards again, and then they wrestle to the ground. Stang just holding on to Laval. Now they're able to get away. Slattery gets to the line. Nice move around the defenseman, throws it in front, and it trickles in. Mitch Slattery showing off the stick handling skills again, and he just bounced that one through Zevnik after he went right around Tony Bretzman. His 10th of the year, and Hill Murray leads 2-0 here. 6:45 into the first period. Mitch Slattery, we saw him make a spin move yesterday that got the crowd on their feet. That move just the same. And his 10th goal this season, his 17th point. And he went coast to coast with it. There will be some assists, I'm sure. As here's Brown. Greeter's going to get an assist on the goal. So it's Slattery from Greeter. Now back comes St. Thomas. Here's Johnson. And laying out was Black to shut down the crossfeed, looking for Sattler. Hart behind the net. St. Thomas in a 2-goal hole here. A spot they have not been in much this season. There's Brown winding and firing, and he rips one over the top, comes all the way back out for Black. Well, next goal's a huge one in a game like this. It's been a very tight defensive affair all the way. St. Thomas has just 7 shots, and if they go behind by 3 goals, it's really going to be a mountain to climb. As Black skates it out of his own end here for Hill Murray. Fires one in, Zevnik sticks it to the corner. Chipped up the wall. Funk was right there to cut it off. Now back out the other side. Here comes the sophomore Novak. He's got Versich behind him. Fires off the glove of Dugas. Tried to catch the goaltender by surprise. Versich is there to help out. Throws it back behind, looking for Brotzman. Stick handling into the zone there is Rawlings for Hill Murray, and now Novak back the other way. Cross ice feed is behind Donahue. Rawlings able to pick it up. Stick handle into the zone. Gets the defender to fall down with a nice move. The shot stopped by Zevnik. We just sent Weir sprawling on that play. Some good individual skills by this Hill Murray team in this period to go along with a very disciplined team effort in their own end. Now here's Novak. Firing one in, sticked away to the corner by Dugas, no rebound. Bretzman dumping it in deep. Stang going after Olsen. The puck just rolls through to Sharp with 8 minutes to play here in the second. Well, here's LaChapelle driving wide, poked away by Doherty, and then he rides LaChapelle into the boards for good measure. Fired back down low to LaChapelle again, trying to feed it in front. He was looking for Laval. And this one's fired through the top of the crease now and out of the zone. And here's Olsen at center ice. Matt Perry now. No room to shoot for St. Thomas. As soon as they get into the zone, somebody's closing them down. And if you try and shoot from too far out, Dugas usually just eats it right up. He's stopped 95% of the shots he's faced. And that's rounding down this year. His goals against average is less than 1. It's been a dominant defensive effort by this Hill Murray team so far this season. Here's Laval. Stick handling into the zone. Backhands one off the side of the cage. Swung around behind by Dan Dolan. Greeter keeps it moving, and now here's Slattery on the far side. Greeter with the forecheck. Keeps it going. Pinched off the play by Regan. Regan gets it back. Looking for a breakout pass. Sattler was calling for it, tried to get it to him. That'll be icing as it's too far for everybody. Shot 16-10 in favor of the Hill Murray Pioneers. And they are just shutting down this powerful St. Thomas offense right now. They haven't really gotten too many quality opportunities since early in that first period. Talked about Hill Murray and their schedule. They've played some good teams. They've played Burnsville twice, Egan, Lakeville South, Benilde St. Margaret's. Already played St. Thomas once this year, back on December 15th. The game St. Thomas won 2-1. White Bear Lake. We talked about this is a sharp defensive team. Well, they're not doing it against Cupcakes. St. Thomas in that December 15th game got 2 goals in a matter of 4 minutes. Jack Geiser, who's not here tonight, playing for St. Thomas. Also Gunnar Regan to win that game 2-1. Colton Greeter had the only Hill Murray goal. Hill Murray exacting their vengeance here tonight as here's Alex Johnson. Dumping it into the zone. Donahue tried to leave it on the far side. Now here's ahead for Tyler Funk. Shooting opportunity right into the glove as Funk sends Jack Doherty sprawling and chats after him a little bit too as Doherty went flying into Funk. I don't think Funk liked the hit. Doherty ended up the worse for it as he ended up skidding into the boards. Loose debris in the net that the referee clearing away. Punched out of the zone. There's Jake Geiser. First time we've seen him tonight. Had a goal against Hill Murray in the last meeting between these two teams. This is his first shift of the game. Here's Brown. Brown is taken out by Samick, and then a big hit in the corner by Mills on Donahue. Now Geiser couldn't get it skate to stick. And then he lays the lumber on Mills in the neutral zone. Now Johnson with a shot, he scores. Well, a big hit and a goal follows. And Alex Johnson has St. Thomas right back in the game, 2-1 at 11:26 here in the second period. Well, they say physical play changes games, and Jack Geiser comes off the bench. His first shift of the game, hits a couple of people. Alex Johnson moves in and scores the goal. And we've got a hockey game here again in the final. In the second period at 11:26, Johnson looks like that one will probably be unassisted. We'll see if they do hand out a helper. Here comes Versich, sending one towards the net, and Brotzman ends up in the goal, but the puck does not. And they're going to give an assist to Alex Brotzman. And it was Brotzman who nearly tied it up right away there on a good feed from Versich. Sam Becker was the one who went tumbling into the net with Brotzman. So 2-1 our score. Back to the point, Samick. This one's sticked away. Versich with a high stick there as he chopped it down over Becker. And the intensity really picking up now here as St. Thomas has gotten back into the game. Brotzman chips it into the zone. Becker the first one to it. Versich giving chase. Brotzman there, 2 forecheckers down low for St. Thomas. Novak there to help out. Has to stick handle back to neutral ice though. Brotzman able to keep it in the zone. Pops it into the near corner. Black is there. Becker on the far side, his defense partner. Black with some nifty stick handling around Versich. Gets it ahead here now for Matt Littler. Littler dumps it in deep and gets plastered by Donahue. And a save made by Zevnik. .442 remaining in the period. Slattery to take the draw against Perry here, and it's controlled by St. Thomas. Donahue flings it around to the far side for Regan. Plays it ahead for Stang. Has got to step on the defender Dolan. Stang from a shallow angle, and he tests Dugas, who doesn't really know where it is, but he made the save. And then a little extracurriculars after that one as somebody came in and gave Dugas a whack with a stick. But that's what forwards do when goaltenders look around like they don't know where the puck is. And that was not a comfortable save from Dugas, who gave up a goal through the 5-hole from a shallow angle a moment ago. So maybe a little bit rattled here. Although, far be it for me to say the guy with a save percentage like that and the goals against average that he has ever really gets rattled. Here's Schmidt dumping it down low. Regan goes into the corner. Zarembinski gives him a little hip check as he plays the puck. Now Laval ahead for Slattery. Slattery bumped into by Perry. Laval is there with it. Pushed off the puck by Schmidt as he tried to make a centering feed. And Schmidt and Laval still going at it as Greeter is in the corner. Now Schmidt pins Laval into the boards. Greeter trying to get his stick free as it was caught in the equipment of Matt Perry. Now Donahue plays it out for Stang. 3-on-2 here for St. Thomas, but the feed is behind Regan, who has to just turn and dump it in, and they'll go for a change. Zarembinski behind his own net. Long breakout pass for Slattery. One-on-one with the defender, Bretzman. Now a centering feed. Falling down is Regan. Slattery's there. Digging it out from under the fallen Regan. Swings it over to the far side. Long shot by Dolan. And that one skittered through the crease and wide. Uncomfortable moment there for Zevnik. Now here's Laval behind the net. Long shift for this top Hill Murray line as they try to get something going. Johnson, the goal scorer, lets it go by. Bretzman didn't have a stick, though. It ends up landing on Bretzman's fallen stick in the corner. He's able to go pick it up. And now Doherty chips it off the boards. Zarembinski settles down the bouncing puck. Plays it across for Dolan. 3:04 remaining in the second period. It's spiked away from Slattery. Comes through to Mills. And he collides there with number 22, Dan McManus, playing his first shift of the night. Saw a lot more action last night, but it looks like he's kind of given way tonight to Brotzman, who's taken his spot on that line. Banked off the wall, intercepted by Brown. Hill Murray moving in and firing. And that one is blocked down by a sprawling Doherty. A little slow to get up, and that one really took a bite out of Jack Doherty. Doherty is just leaving this one for Bretzman. He wants to get off the ice, holding his right arm. I think that one hit him right in the forearm of the wrist. And if Bretzman might want to help out his defense partner here and just get rid of this puck and ice it. It's a long change for Doherty, and he's able to dump it in, but uncomfortably as he goes to the bench. So if he's holding his arm or if he's holding a slightly more sensitive area. Less detail, the better. Here's Versich. Firing one, and the rebound, it's Brotzman, he scores, it's 2-2. Charging the net, Alex Brotzman inserted onto this line for tonight's game, and he has tied it up with 2:02 remaining in the second. St. Thomas fights back, and we're all even with 2 minutes to go in the middle frame. .14:58 the time of the goal. Versich will get an assist. 2:02 remaining in the second period, and the championship game is all knotted up. Now here's Versich again. Brotzman tumbling down as he crosses the line. Dugas makes the save. Samek and Versich will get the assist. Brotzman's second goal of the year. Versich with his 7th assist. And Samek also his 2nd assist of the year. And we have a stoppage here with 1:50 to go. Well, I think a lot of people showed up tonight hoping that this would be the best game of the tournament. It's shaping up that way late here in the second period. Hill Murray built the 2-goal lead early in the period. But 2 goals in 3 minutes and 32 seconds have seen St. Thomas fight back. And it's not necessarily the usual suspects getting it done. For St. Thomas, for Alex Johnson, that was just his 3rd of the year. Alec Bretzman, just his 2nd of the year. And he barely played last night against Breck. Mentioned how McManus was on that line last night. They swapped him out for Brotzman, and he comes through. And the shots evening up as well. It was 11-5 Hill Murray after one period. It's now 19-17 in favor of the Pioneers. So 12 shots on Dugas here for St. Thomas in the second period. They've really made him work, and they've also made it pay. We'll see what happens in the final minute 50 here of the second period, but this is really shaping up to be a dandy of a third period. And here's Johnson, closed off by Laval, squeezed into the boards. Becker comes there to help out. Johnson still working hard behind the net and gets help from McManus. Slattery pinned into the corner by McManus. He's out there now with Sattler and with Johnson. McManus digs it out. Samick, who assisted on that goal a moment ago. McManus turning and firing, didn't get anything on the shot, and it trickles into the near corner. Becker was already going down, and Sattler essentially just sat on him. And now Sattler with an opportunity sends it off the near side of the net. All St. Thomas here late in the second period. Now out to the point for Samick, and Dugas had to see that one all the way through and makes a pad stop. Down to the 1 minute mark in the second. There's the official announcement from the PA announcer over on the far side. Here's Slattery maneuvering to the middle. Slattery firing, hit a leg on the way through. Becker follows up, and a pad stop by Zevnik with 50 seconds to go in the period. Matt Perry plays it ahead for Stang. Now Slattery again. Dangerous anytime he hits that line. Fought off by Zevnik and pushed away by Schmidt. Now Stang starts the other way for St. Thomas. Hits the trailing man Regan, and they're offside as Perry was already into the zone, colliding with Colton Greeter. .34.1 remaining in the second period. Shots now 13-10 in favor of St. Thomas here in this middle period. And it started out so well for Hill Murray. They got the early goal from Mills that was disputed. The second one from Slattery, which was certainly not a beautiful move. And then St. Thomas fought back. They got the goal from Johnson and the goal from Brotzman. 5 minutes and 6 seconds between the Hill Murray goals, and we have a whistle here. And we're going to have a penalty, I think, and it's going to go against the Pioneers. It's going to be a high stick. That's our first penalty of the game. Actually, just played with a high stick. Pardon me, not a penalty against the Pioneers. They were protesting like that somebody was about to head to the box. Now long shot in from Doherty, an easy catch for Dugas. Doherty was looking for a deflection there, but nobody was coming through the crease. So we are still penalty free with 16 seconds remaining in the second period. Just shows you how well played this game has been. Really hasn't been much out there where you would think something should have been called. We've had physical play, but it's been very clean for the most part. Now here's Mills busting out. They've got 8 seconds. He gets it ahead to Willie Brown, trying to fashion one more chance. Beautifully played by Seamus Donahue, and Brown kind of took a swing at him there, trying to shove him off the play. That maybe was the closest thing we've seen that should have been called a penalty, but Brown gets away with it. And we are done with a very entertaining second period. 4 goals, 2 aside in that second, and we will head to the third tied at 2. Zach Mills and Mitch Slattery started the scoring at 1:39 and 6:45 respectively of the second. Later on in the period at 11:26, it was Alex Johnson and Alex Brotzman tied it up at 14:58, assisted by Cristiano Versic. So 2-2 through 2 here from the Gold Division Championship game. We'll be back with the exciting conclusion to this one after they resurface the ice and we take a break for the second period. 2-2 after 2 from Ritter Arena.